Hello everyone and welcome back to the Pokedex Project, my series I'm making in hopes of documenting every single Pokemon in video format. Though at the rate I'm going right now, that will be a little, impossible. So I'll probably start releasing these in batches or something after this one. Anyway, today Pokemon.com's randomizer has chosen Corsola and its Galarian counterpart as well as its evolution, Cursola. To start us off, breaking into Corsola, the coral Pokemon, also known in Japan as Sunnygo, it reaches 0.6 meters or 2 feet high and weighs 11 pounds or 0.5 kilograms. On the other hand, its Galarian counterpart only weighs a fraction of that at 1.1 pounds or 0.5 kilos. It does reach the same height though. This rock and water type Pokemon resides in the warm, shallow waters of southern seas and requires clean water to maintain healthiness. If for any reason their habitat becomes polluted or even dirtied, it would mean they are no longer able to acquire nutrients from their once clean home. This means their coral-like growths on its back will sadly lose their pink color and degrade into a bleached white. However, when our friend here is living their best life in clean, uncontaminated water, the growths become a beautiful pink, which, while under the sunlight, will glitter 7 different colors. Because of Corsola's unique horns, humans have taken to wearing them as jewelry or carving them for decoration. Not to worry though, it's not like humans are yanking them off the poor things. In actuality, they conveniently shed and regrow their corals constantly and quickly. So quickly, in fact, that under perfect conditions, if one were to shed right before sleeping, in the morning the regrowth would already be finalized. Usually it takes 3 days, but even that time frame thankfully results in divers easily attaining hundreds of these treasures without touching a single Corsola. One region that does fit the bill of being those perfect conditions is Alola, where Corsola's lights, almost washed out pink, becomes deep and vibrant thanks to the sea's nutrition. Since Corsola is overall a genuinely helpful creature when it comes to Pokemon and people alike, they don't accrue too much animosity towards them, but that doesn't prevent them from being targeted by wild Marini. These Pokemon just so happen to find the taste of Corsola's branches as good as a 5-star banquet, as quoted from Pokemon Moon's decks, which is why Alolan Corsola will often be seen with far stubbier branches than anywhere else. And also in Galar, in prehistoric times, great quantities lived in the oceans around the region. Speaking of specific regions, Galarian residents keep particularly beautiful Corsola branches as charms to promote childbirth. Something else about Corsola is they are rarely seen alone. Corsola are social butterflies and regularly form massive clusters of not just them, but any weak Pokemon seeking protection. These clusters can become so absolutely colossal they form brand new land masses which humans find themselves living atop, such as the case with Pacific Town. Apparently these gigantic herds are even the land for entire countries as stated in Pokemon Adventures. And on the other hand, when Corsola aren't providing humans a living, breathing foundation in the southern seas, they tend to migrate around the world during hotter seasons. Are we done with Corsola yet though? No, we are not, because I finally get to cover a Pokemon with 2 forms. Thank you, Gen 8. So, you know how this Corsola's got a happy-go-lucky smile on its face? You know how its eyes look alive? You know how it's got a bright and healthy color that just screams, life is good? Well, say goodbye to all that with Galarian Corsola. Look at this poor Pokemon. Something interesting to note about this form though is its coral growths. They seem to have reformed to be semi-transparent. These new branches also come with a new evil ability, to take roots inside of others and drain their life force. Well, okay, that might be a bit of an exaggeration since they can't actually cause injuries or pain. However, what they can do is immobilize the victim until Corsola lets them go. So, remember how I mentioned pink Corsola used to roam Galar in large quantities? Well, turns out the reason they're not here anymore is because of good old climate change. Sudden changes in the ocean's temperature led to their eventual transfer to the ghost affinity. Because of this, possibly in longing for what could have been, Galarian Corsola are commonly found in the remains of prehistoric sites. Most humans don't realize this though, and will often confuse Corsola for a simple rock. But no, don't make that mistake. If kicked, even accidentally, this creature will not hesitate to curse you. What that curse entails, I have no idea. Corsola are obviously based off of coral, though more specifically we can narrow it down to precious coral, a common name given to a genus of marine corals, Corallium. What sets these corals apart is their uniquely durable and intense pink, red, or orange skeleton, which is used for making jewelry, like what happens with Corsola. While normal Corsola are based on precious coral, its Galarian counterpart is based around bleached coral, a phenomenon in which coral expels the algae that give it those bright colors. This happens primarily because of rising water temperatures and as a result of climate change, just like with Galarian Corsola. Its etymology may be a combination of coral and sol, sol being a piece of coral. That's or solar. Alright, and now there's Galarian Corsola's evolution, aptly dubbed Cursola. Reaching a bit over its previous evolution, it achieves a height total of 1 meter or 3 feet 3 inches, and actually loses weight after breaking apart the top of its shell upon evolving, and now weighs 0.4 kilograms or 0.9 pounds. Above the once-was bottom half of Galarian Corsola is an ectoplasmic body which surrounds Cursola's core, a white sphere with a face like that of Galarian Corsola. This ectoplasmic growth is a result of the extensive and continuous process of absorbing spirit energy from other creatures, which eventually overflowed and broke its shell. Anyone who dares touch the ectoplasm will be greeted by an initial numb feeling, followed by complete stiffness within seconds. Little is known about that fact, as very few have actually touched Cursola's ectoplasm, though the ones who have equate it to a state of sleep paralysis. Around Galar, Cursola are seen wobbling while wandering seemingly aimlessly. What isn't aimless though is the fact groups of them will gather under a full moon and release their branches into the sky. This is possibly a ritual of release, to shed the energy they've acquired from others back into the atmosphere. Others speculate this spectacle is merely a form of communication between the Cursola. Whatever the truth is behind this event, Galarians consider this a wonderful sight to behold. Cursola are, again, based on bleached coral, though its ectoplasm may take inspiration in the looks department from the mucus houses of Larvaceans. Meanwhile, the petrification part of the ectoplasm may be a reference to the Gorgon of Greek mythology, whose hair were composed of snakes that turned anyone who looked at them to stone. Oh, and I'm sure I didn't have to include this part, but its etymology combines curse with Corsola. Pretty simple. And that final fact concludes today's Pokedex Project. Alright, so now we're back on Pokemon.com, and we're going to randomize it to see what we're going to get next. We're not going to use this one, this doesn't count, but we will reroll if I don't like the Pokemon. And I have 3 rerolls, and at the end of the 3rd reroll, if I don't like them, then I have to just do them, because I can't just keep rerolling here all day, alright? Gumshoe's, Clang, Rapidash, and Impidimp? That's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good. But I don't want to risk getting Gumshoes. I really don't want to risk that. Turtwig, Magmar, Fearow, and Stakataka. I didn't know that's what that thing's name was. Again, I don't want to risk getting Fearow. I probably won't, but we're doing it. Araquanid, Venomoth, Torchic, and Jigglypuff? Those are good. I will take that. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and I have Araquanid as the most likely to get it, because that thing is just cool as hell. And then Venomoth is pretty good. Torchic, again, not bad, but not as bad as what I would be doing if I got Jigglypuff. I don't really care for Igglybuff at all. That thing it was just made to be cute. And I mean, so was Jigglypuff, but that thing was made even after a cute Pokemon was made. If that makes any sense. That doesn't make sense. Just ignore me. I'm gonna spin this wheel. Whoops, that's randomizing. Spin the wheel. Ow. Okay, I forgot that sound was there, but we got Venomoth. I always forget that. Every time I forget that. But we got Venomoth. So that's cool. Venomoth is next. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Like or dislike if you liked it, or disliked it, obviously. And subscribe if you want. I do other videos like Gintama and Pokemon and all that shit. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.